And we are live. Welcome to the process. It is Tuesday, February 14th. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. I am Josh Engleman here to break down 5 NBA games for tonight. Interesting slate. Light work for tonight coming off of yesterday's 11-gamer. If you're here, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. Follow me on Twitter at Josh Engleman. That's a place where you can get some of my prize picks information, which went a crisp 0-5 yesterday. A pure embarrassment on my end. Just totally awful. So I assume that prize picks video that I put out today is going to get a few less views. But what are you going to do? Walker Kessler, I assumed, would have gotten to his fantasy score needed. That one didn't happen. And then everybody else didn't either. So, yeah. Great day. Didn't play yesterday's slate. The moment I got done the strategy show yesterday, I packed it in. I had a long weekend. I was tired. It was a long day. I just wanted to relax, and I did, and that was nice. But now we're back. Playing this slate. I'll be around tonight for new optimals and prize picks throughout the day, but I needed one day. Larry C., appreciate you. Thank you. So we still got 3 more days left before the All-Star break. Get a much-needed vacay. Excited to get away for a couple days. I'll be gone Friday to Tuesday just to relax. Back Wednesday, get my bearings, and then we start it back up again next Thursday. But for now, we're going to drink some coffee and break down some basketball. So, coffee's here. Feeling pretty good. A little tired. Good sleep. Can't complain. Wanted more of it. Story of my life. This will help. Cheers to you guys. Hope you have a coffee to join me in this bad boy. Rise and grind. Almost forgot. Cheers, everybody. Oh, yeah, that's the one today. Nailed it. Finally dialed in the brown sugar oat milk chocolate creamer combo. It's good stuff. Very good stuff. All right, let's talk some baloncesto. Game number 1, folks. Boston Celtics. Now, I didn't know what was going on with the Celtics, but then I saw the line. I was like, oh, the Celtics are 10-point dogs today? Have to assume somebody's out. And that would be no Marcus Smart, no Jaylen Brown. Doubtful tag on Jason Tatum. We've got a Q tag on Time Lord, a Q tag on Grant Williams. So luckily, this is one of the first games that we'll play, but we are live for some really ridiculous nonsense out of the Celtics tonight in a potential massive blowout. So let us try to figure out what we need to do here for Boston, because I don't think this is going to be as easy as it seems. So we'll start at center. We have to assume that Robert Williams is playing. And if we do that, I think 29 minutes is the way to do it. Now, did he split minutes with Muscala? 49. And 42 plus Cornette is 49. So they were willing to play Muscala for about a minute alongside Time Lord, which I do think is interesting to see. So we're going to go, 17 minutes to Muscala. Get Horford in for, his 31? Need more coffee. Good morning, guys. Morning to everybody that's popping up. All right, then we can go ahead and get Grant Williams a lot of minutes. I mean, he's going to play like 34 if Tatum's out too. He's just going to have to. Right? 34 too crazy? No, it's not. They don't have the bodies. All right, Derek White is just going to play massive minutes. Derek White has been playing 36 minutes a game. I'm giving him 35 straight away. We're going to say Peyton Pritchard plays the backup point guard minutes. Actually, we're going to say that Peyton Pritchard plays 20. And then we know that we're going to have to get pretty big minutes out of Malcolm Brogdon in this scenario. Well, I wonder if they'd go White, Brogdon. I don't know. It doesn't matter. But yeah, no, it does matter. White, probably start White, Brogdon, Hauser, Horford, Time Lord. That feels about right. Maybe Grant Williams. No Brogdon start. I mean, this is the perfect opportunity to start Malcolm Brogdon, that's for sure. But we'll cross that bridge. Let's give Brogdon the, 28 minutes that he's probably going to play. Gives us 46 more. We know that Sam Hauser needs to be one of those guys. And then Hauser's just going to have to play like real starter minutes. And that leaves me 15 more minutes. Who is the guy that plays the 15 minutes? Do they go to just more Cornette? Is this just straight Grant Williams at the 3? They don't have any other real options. J.D. Davison, Kabengele, I mean, that's not fitting positionally. They just don't have the bodies for this. And we don't even know if we're going to get Time Lord or Grant Williams. Boston's going to be wild. So, man. I guess we got to give Cornette some playing time too. And that leaves me 3 additional minutes. I can't give them to anybody that I think is going to be relevant. I don't have this J.D. Davidson character available. Noah Vonleh, not on Boston. But I don't even have like a fake guy. You know what I'm going to do? We're going to do this. There's my placeholder. 3 minutes to Gallo. Since that's definitely not happening. And I needed a place to hide those 3 minutes. Now, let's grab some rates for Boston, which should be pretty interesting with Brown, Tatum, and Smart off. This should also be a very small sample, if I had to guess. I don't know if Blake Griffin... I mean, like, Blake might get some floor time, but they don't need... Unless we're thinking Grant Williams plays exclusively at the 3 today, they need smaller people. But it also doesn't matter if Blake gets it either. Yeah, so the most minutes played so far this season without Smart, Brown, and Tatum on the floor are Sam Hauser at 194. So I'm going to say that at most one of those guys is on. So I want a slightly bigger sample. There we go. Okay. So Horford just doesn't ever really participate offensively. Derek White, nothing crazy. Grant Williams doesn't ever really participate offensively. Brogdon certainly does. 691 minutes. No more than one of Smart, Brown, or Tatum on the floor. 27% usage rate. That works for me. Robert Williams can't have much here. Centers you don't normally see becoming different people. Sam Hauser, 15% usage rate. Now I really do need to look at it with all of them off. I don't know where the usage is going to go. It's really hard to replace Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. Like, that's... Peyton Pritchard soaks up a bunch of usage, but I am missing gallons of usage. Okay, so Derek White in the 111 minutes without Brown and Tatum is at 26. So we're going to bump up Derek White quite a bit. Brogdon actually gets into the 30s. So I needed to be even more extreme here. I'm going to lock in Peyton Pritchard, which is actually going to hurt him. Hauser gets a little bit more. Grant Williams actually has a 23% usage rate in his 127 minutes without them. So I guess I'm going to bump him up to like 18. Al Horford's only played 4 minutes with Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum off the floor. That's incredibly crazy to think about. Justin Jackson's played 93 minutes. He's not even on the team anymore. I really don't know where to give this usage. This is a real conundrum because these guys just immediately become crazy plays. Like, I can't even give Peyton Pritchard, I can't even lock Peyton Pritchard into what I think he should have. I guess I need to go even higher on Grant Williams, get him up to like 20. I got to go higher on Derek White, get him to like 25 and a half. I really just need these guys to soak up usage. I guess I could conceivably give a little bit more to Al Horford. That's just going to flatten everybody out. Now I can give Peyton Pritchard the 22 and a half that I think he deserves. And that doesn't make anybody else be crazy. Boston's going to be wild tonight. Wild. Then we go to Milwaukee. I guess we don't go to Milwaukee just yet. Let me see if we get any really crazy assist rate stuff. I assume we don't, but just on the off chance. Okay, a little bit of a bump to Derek White. A little bit of a bump to Malcolm Brogdon. No real bumps anywhere else. All right, we can handle that. Now we go to Milwaukee. Yeah, Larry, you and me both, man. If this Boston team was late in the day, this would be a real problem. Well, the good news is for Boston, we know who has to play a ton of time. Like, they don't have a lot of wiggle room. It's just the Q tags that are going to be a problem. The good news is you don't have many choices in terms of handing out the minutes. Save the file. Good idea. Good idea. All right, for the Bucks, Middleton's available, Giannis available, Connaughton available. Crowder is going to be out for apparently 2 days, as is Bobby Portis. So this is just going to be pretty standard Milwaukee Bucks rotation. So we'll go ahead and pop Drew in for 34. Might actually be a hair high. Let's go 33. We'll get Grayson Allen in for his 28. We're going to get Chris Middleton in for 24, 26. I mean, he is sat out now. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. 4 days off. Oh, 26, Chris Middleton. Go 26 to Middleton. Let's look at the rest of this here. Wait, another sip. The coffee's hitting the spot. I can't lie. It's been good. It's been quite good. Let's see. Player game stats. Full game. Where's plus minus? Whatever, doesn't matter. Let's project the rest of this stupid team. Bucks. We're going to go 33 minutes to Giannis. I think it can't go any higher than we're going to go to Drew. We'll get Brook Lopez in for his 30. That seems pretty standard at this point. And then we just fill in through the rest of these guys. 28 minutes to Pat Connaughton. 15 minutes to Javon Carter. Mukulishvili seems to have been playing a bunch as of late. And when I say as of late, I mean in the past 2 games. But we need to get Joe Ingles in for, I don't know, 22? That leaves me 25 additional minutes for Wes Matthews and whatever extra goes to Mamu. So 20 to Wes Matthews, 5 to Mamu. Wrong direction. There we go. And that's Milwaukee. Rates all stay the same. So, game 1 in the books. Definitely have an update to make. There we go. All right. So, I think Drew looks good for 7,600. I think Grayson Allen looks like an interesting value option at 4K. I mean, he's just Grayson Allen, but 4K works. And then Middleton 5,400 might actually be the most interesting play on the Bucks if you think that he's going to play 26 minutes. Maybe 26 is too many. Maybe they're going to wait till after the break. I'm going to take 1 minute away from him. Go 25. I don't want to go too crazy. He's very in play. Christopher, nice. I know you probably desperately want to be a little bit higher than that, but I assume that was still a pretty good night for you. You can't ever be mad when you top 10, especially that contest yesterday, which was like 100,000 entries or something, if I remember correctly. Good work. Okay. I don't have anything else here for Milwaukee. Boston will be interesting to look at. Yeah. Okay, so Grant Williams is a legitimate problem here. Projecting him is very difficult. But at 4,400, assuming these guys are out, they're going to look good. I really like $5,700 Brogdon just because of the way that he's going to soak up usage. Derek White is 7,100 and still looks okay. Whew. Whew. Okay, so think about this, guys. Think about we have Jordan Poole at like 7,800 or whatever. Him and Derek White should not be comparable. Horford's look, basically anybody that you think is going to play big minutes for Boston works. Grant Williams, Malcolm Brogdon, and Derek White, I think, are the 3 best options. Horford, Hauser, Time Lord, even Pritchard to an extent, all very viable. And on a 5-gamer, there's probably a scenario where you could roll the dice and get some Mike Muscala. Now, we keep it moving. Game number 2, Orlando Magic, 6.5-point dogs in Toronto. 224 total. The teardrop. I don't know, just not the way that I'm looking at things any longer from a DFS standpoint. I think the contenders basically do the exact same thing. But good reminder. Totally forgot about that. All right, let's hit up this Orlando Magic team. Orlando. Wait, they played yesterday, right? Okay, so we don't know their actual status. We can assume that John Isaac isn't playing a back-to-back. They signed Goga Batadze. I assume that doesn't matter for today, but it might. And then we don't know the status of Cole Anthony. It is a wrist injury. I'm going to assume he plays today, which means I'm going to assume that I have the exact same rotation I had yesterday. Just don't really see any reason that I would want to change this up for today. We need their injury report. We don't have it as of right now. It's not going to do us any good to just simply guess. Where do I want to move John Isaac's minutes? I guess Caleb Houston's just going to take those 9 and we move on. Because we're not going to gain anything by trying to reproject an Orlando team on a back-to-back. On the Toronto side, this one actually probably a little interesting. So Gary Trent didn't play on Sunday. He's questionable for today. Still no Anunoby. Q-tag on Precious. Koloko back down to the G League. We have to assume that Gary Trent is playing, obviously. We got Jake Puddle playing 25 minutes and still got 33 out of Precious, which is a thing. Let's delete everybody that isn't one of the main guys. So, I mean, they played Precious and Jakob Poeltl alongside each other a lot, which legitimately makes no sense. Unless I'm dumb, I don't think that Precious Achiuwa can shoot threes. Yeah, 0 for 1. And then they started alongside each other and played the whole game. Holy shit. Well, I don't think that that's going to happen moving forward. I guess the bigger question is going to be, like, I mean, Jakob Poeltl fouled out. They would have played like 33 minutes alongside each other, basically. So Trent being back really does make this even more difficult to think about. Well, Siakam, Ross, doesn't count. Because he can shoot-ish. He will shoot, I guess. It's a more important way to do it. Apparently, we're like the 1984 Rockets. All right. I mean, Jakob Poeltl was on pace to play 28 minutes, but lost that time due to foul trouble. So, at the very least, I'm going to give him 27. And then, man, like, I don't know where these minutes are all going to come from. I guess I'm going to give a similar projection to Precious Achiuwa. Yeah, Larry. All right, so then we're going to get 37 out of Siakam. So we need to get Boucher in. Boucher just played standard backup run 18 minutes. I don't really see many scenarios where he can do anything other than that if Gary Trent is back. Just kicks Scotty Barnes down a positional peg. Are they going to keep playing Thad Young? Like Malachi Flynn playing whatever minutes Fred VanVleet doesn't play seems easy to maintain. Then I have 10 more minutes left over for I don't know who. Thad Young, Delano Banton, Wancho, who the hell knows? And I don't care about these final 10 minutes. So I'm just going to throw them on the Thad Young, but just to be aware, I guess. Rates I'm going to keep the same, I guess. So that's Toronto. Gary Trent did miss practice yesterday. Thank you, S&P, for that one. Left calf strain. I mean, it wouldn't be surprising at all. Look, most guys that have like any sort of legitimate injury are probably not going to play for the rest of the week. So, I mean, I love Jakob Poeltl at 5,400 if he's getting 27 minutes. Love him. He's going to be one of the better plays of the day. And then Trent, I like if he plays. Barnes, I like. You know, it's standard issue stuff for the rest of Toronto. But Jakob Poeltl stands out. On a 5-gamer, 5,400. Like, Jakob Poeltl is a better play than Precious by a pretty large margin. And that's the really crazy part. Q tag on Precious, Q tag on Trent. Like, those guys can go away pretty easily, at which point it's a very different Toronto team. So another one that we got to keep our eye on. The good news is these are the two 7:30 games. Now, I don't know what we're going to see for the rest of it, but we're going to have all this information. For Orlando, kind of just par for the course. Franz is fine. Markelle Fultz is fine. Wendell Carter's fine. Suggs for 3,700 definitely has some upside. I actually don't like Banchero as much, which is kind of crazy. He's a guy that I tend to get to a little bit more than most people. So that's 2 games down. Game 3, Sacramento Kings. 3-point dogs in Phoenix, 234 total. Interesting here. No Malik Monk, no KZ Okpala. Monk out with the ankle sprain. That's actually really important. That could create Terrence Davis for today. So 35 minutes for Fox. Great. Kevin Huerter's not really in any position to lose playing time for closing. So I actually think that I need to bump up his minutes pretty significantly. 30 at a minimum. Yeah, that's... I think I might even need to go higher than that. Unless they would ever want to close with Terrence Davis. But this just feels like a spot where Kevin Huerter's just going to play more. We got 34 in for Harry B. I think that's fine. 30 for Keegan Murray. I think that's fine. 36 for Sabonis. Metu backup. That all looks good. Lyles backing up at the 4. He did that a little bit more. Skirt. Don't want that. So Lyles played a little bit. So they didn't... Monk didn't play, and they just kept the same rotation and gave out more minutes. That is interesting to see. Okay, that's also OT. So Huerter at 34, 32, 36, 36. That all works. Terrence Davis. Who closed? Saturday the 11th. Sacramento. Oh, it's the Dallas game. Okay, so Barnes, OT. Huerter, most of OT. Sabonis, most of OT. Lyles only got OT minutes because of Sabonis. Fox and Terrence Davis. What happened to Keegan Murray? Okay. Keegan Murray played 28 minutes. Didn't play at all in the fourth quarter or OT. If anybody knows that Sacramento game, do you know if Keegan Murray got hurt? Because I want to give him more playing time. I mean, the dude got 28 minutes in 3 quarters. I'm actually going to bump him up to 32 for today. 31. That lets me get Lyles. I don't think they're going to do anything crazier with Trey Lyles for today. Let's get Terrence Davis more playing time. We can give him 24, I think. That leaves me 7 additional minutes, which is about where I think it should be in terms of, if it's a blowout, the final 2 minutes of the game could be 10 minutes of playing time. Yeah, that feels about right. I'm just going to throw 7 minutes onto Delhi or something. Doesn't really matter. And I don't think rates are going to matter here at all. So we'll leave everything for Sacramento as is. We'll head to Phoenix. When we go to Phoenix, obviously no Durant, still no Campaign, no Shamet. Terrence Ross has not signed yet. Is that right? Terrence Ross. Let me log in. Okay, so he has taken the buyout. Gave back $918,516, which I assume is the vet minimum, but has not signed yet with Phoenix. So we'll keep an eye on that moving forward. Yeah, it's just a weird one, right, S&P? Like, wild to just play in the end of the play 28 through 3 and then never see the floor again. Wild to never get another shot, but no big deal. I think he's going to play more today. All right, let's think about this Phoenix team. Oh, yeah, Darius Bazley is available now, too. He might play. I'm going to reproject these guys from scratch. So we'll get Chris Paul in. 33 minutes feels right. And then we get Book in. Devin Booker played 26 minutes on Tuesday of last week, 26 minutes on Friday. It doesn't seem like Devin Booker now, after being out for as long as he was, with this game and maybe one more. Suns play again on Thursday against the Clippers. I don't think that Devin Booker is just going to suddenly play 36 minutes. This doesn't seem likely. Let's see. So they played Friday. Man, that's some good rest for Book, at least. Probably helps. I'm going to assume we get Josh Okogie starting again. And then Torrey Craig for sure. And then obviously DeAndre Ayton. We get... Looks like mostly Jock Landale doing the backup stuff. I'm going to give 2 minutes to Biyombo just so it's not the full 16 to Landale. Look, could Devin Booker play 36 minutes today? Absolutely. Just does not seem like that's what they're going to do. If he only played 26 minutes on Friday, him getting 10 more seems implausible. So next up, Damian Lee seems pretty set at like 22 minutes. So let's just pop those in for him and we'll redistribute when we can. I assume we get TJ Warren playing some chunk of minutes. I'll give him 16 just out of the gate. Saben Lee just continues to be Chris Paul's mostly direct backup. There's 15 minutes. Leaves me 14 minutes left over for who? Is that going to be Ish Wainwright? Looks like it's going to be Ish Wainwright. Boom, done. Rates can stay the same, although I'm guessing Josh Okogie gets a quite sizable usage bump when he's on the floor with Paul, Booker, and Ayton. So let's say at least two of Paul, Booker, Ayton on the floor. And Josh Okogie on. He's actually probably not played that many minutes with two of these guys on the floor this year. Okay, 135 minutes. Yeah, 16.5% usage rate. So let's bring him down a hair. Yes, William. TJ Warren started on the Suns. And his final year in Phoenix was pretty big, too. Okay, so that's Phoenix. So that game's done. So we're through 3. If Josh Okogie really is starting for today, 4,600 shooting guard small forward is going to look good. Like, he's a really good per minute guy. I've got him in for 0.95 at 30 minutes. That all seems really realistic. Now, could he play less? Sure. But he might not. Can't play Booker at 9,400. At least I don't think he can. Ayton, Paul, Craig, all totally fine. But Josh Okogie is the guy that stands out to me if he's still in the starting lineup for the Suns. And I don't really see a reason that he wouldn't. You could also get Darius Bazley. out there today. That wouldn't really surprise me. I don't know who he'd play over. In theory, you can play Bazley as the backup 5, but especially against someone like Metu. And then we'll go to Sacramento. Not all that interesting for Sacramento. I thought Malik Monk being out might open something up, but it's sort of just play whoever. I think De'Aaron Fox might be like a hair overpriced. But Sabonis, Barnes, Murray, Herter, Davis, I don't see any priorities coming from Sacramento. I just kind of want like one of those guys to be sniffing around each lineup I make. Atari Rick. In the last 2 games, TJ Warren played precisely 0 minutes for the Phoenix Suns. So they got to come from somewhere. Am I sure that he plays around 16? No, not at all. But I assume TJ Warren is going to play. And potentially Darius Bazley now. Go to Golden State. And hit that like button, folks. 158 people in the house. What do we got? 38 likes. Unacceptable. Unacceptable. You guys know better than that. Hit that thumbs up. 38. We should be at 80 by now. You guys are halfway back. Come on, folks. On the ramp up on Valentine's Day, show some love. Hit that like button. Okay, Golden State. This is an interesting one, obviously. So we don't know. Obviously, Curry out, Peyton out. Golden State on a back-to-back. We don't know really what we're going to be getting here. It's a little annoying. Because Steve Kerr planted a little bit of a seed that Klay has a chance to play today. There is no chance that I'm projecting him in. Zilch, not a nothing. Which means he's probably going to play because I'm terrible at doing that. For some strange reason, whatever I pick is never correct. But I'm not projecting Klay Thompson to play today. I mean, back down to earth in that, like, I don't know. He's always been like a 0.85 guy. He's always been a little bit higher than you'd think. But yeah, I mean, I knocked his usage rate down 2 points being alongside those guys. All right, so now Looney starting to get that bump. Feels like a day where he's going to get it. So let's get him up to 24. Don't officially know the status on JaMychal Green either. Anthony Lamb's with the G League. Let's see. So the last time Klay sat, Draymond also sat. We got bigger minutes out of Kuminga. We also did see Moody and Wiseman that day. So we definitely need to project Moses Moody for something. I'm going to maintain the 35 minutes that I have on Poole. Actually, we're going to knock that down to 34. We got Ty Jerome in for 20. Which I actually think should be 22, but deal with that in a different way. So we got 33 in for Draymond. And then I think 17 for JaMychal Green is probably too many. Bring that down to 16. 21 for Kuminga. Sure. Wig in for 32. That needs to go to 33. 27 for DiVincenzo. I mean, if we're getting no Klay, I think we're getting a much bigger chunk of DiVincenzo. I assume he just starts and plays starter minutes. Take him up to 31. We know that we need to get Moses Moody in for like 16. And then we have one more roster spot that we need to get. Basically, where do those old Wiseman minutes go if we don't have Clay? Because we don't have Anthony Lamb. That would have been a really easy spot to give them out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So they only have 10 guys for today. If Clay and JaMychal Green miss the game, they might have 11. So I'm just going to throw those final 12 minutes to Patrick Baldwin. Rates all stay they actually probably don't stay the same. If I take off Clay and Steph, what in the world happens to this Golden State team? Off Clay and Steph. Because I'm guessing Jordan Poole's usage rate goes up even higher. Jordan Poole's played 668 minutes with Steph Curry and Klay Thompson off the floor. He's got a 35.5% usage rate. Gotta bump him even further. That's ridiculous. DiVincenzo sees a massive usage bump. Kuminga comes in around 19. I'm not touching that. Wiggins played 211 minutes without those guys. 23%. Okay, so he's just himself. Where's that usage going? Ryan Rollins, Patrick Ball, all the random idiots. Got it. Yeah, Looney does less. Draymond doesn't do anything ever anyway. I can't bump Wiggins. No wonder it looks ridiculous. That should be 34.5. Now everybody doesn't stretch out as much. Moses Moody's at 15, doesn't matter. Baldwin doesn't matter. Ty Jerome doesn't. Okay, I guess we're good there. Poole with the assist rate as well. Draymond, no real changes. So I think we're okay. That's going to be Golden State. Cool, the Clippers. They're a fun team to project. Never a disaster. Okay, everybody's available for the Clippers. Eric Gordon, Kawhi, Mason Plumlee, Bones. How in the hell am I supposed to project the Clippers for today? This team's got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. They got like 13 legitimate guys that could play today. I don't know who the hell they're going to play. All right, we're just going to cut it and we're going to go with our gut. The best we can do here. I assume we get the same lineup we've been getting, which is going to be like Mann, George, Leonard, Morris, Zubats. So we're going to go 24 to Terrence Mann. We're going to go 28 Zubats, 20 Plumlee. Are they just going to go straight center rotation? I don't think they want to do that at all. They've got 5 other guys that can play center. I'm going to go 28-20. I have a really hard time not projecting Ivica Zubats for more than 28 minutes. We'll get Marcus Morris in for 28. We'll get Kawhi Leonard in for 36. We're going to get Paul George in for 32. We got to get Norm Powell in for 26. I assume Eric Gordon's going to play like a pretty decent chunk of time. I'm going to give him 20. And then I guess Batum probably needs some minutes, although he didn't like 18 for Batum, 14 for Batum, and then one more guy gets 12, 13 for Batum, and we give 13 to Bones? I don't know. Something like that. I got to grab rates. I mean, this is a very, very difficult team to peg down. My assumption here, so the problem in this game is that teams look good against Golden State. But trying to figure out who we think is going to be playing for the Clippers is not easy. Let's just put it that way. So let's get Paul George and Kawhi Leonard starting. And then I definitely just want to say that John Wall was never on the floor. Because I don't think anybody else that's coming in is going to be like John Wall. I guess Bones is a decent John Wall proxy. So in games where Paul George and Kawhi started, these are the rates that we're going to try to use. We're going to get Paul George in for a 29% usage rate. We're going to get Kawhi in for 26.5. Zubats locks in at like 14. Marcus Morris is at about 17. Norm Powell off the bench, 25-8. So he's just himself. And then Terrence Mann at about 15. Does nerf Bones a little bit on the bench. Nerfs everybody else. I think we're just going to have to go with it. Don't really have any rate changes that I want to make either. So I guess that's the Clippers. 9,500 for Kawhi. Assuming he's just playing starter minutes, I'm happy to go that direction. $5,500 Zubats scares the hell out of me. I don't... wow, Mason Plumlee's still 6,600. At least he's unplayable. Marcus Morris, 4,200 is a little interesting. I feel like I need to take 2 minutes away from Zubats, but I'm just not going to do that. Weird team. Weird team today. Golden State. $4,100 Looney is going to be probably a problem for me. Maybe I need to not go to 24 minutes on Looney. So let me take a minute away from him here. I don't think that Kevon Looney should just immediately look like a good play today. Okay, that looks a little bit better. $5,100 DiVincenzo, assuming he's just starting for Clay. That's probably the best option you'll get to. Jordan Poole now up to 8,300. We've been telling you guys it was going to climb. That's how you know somebody's that good of a play. Because now Jordan Poole's 8,300. You should have just been unloading the barrel on him for the past week. I think Wiggins is very interesting at 6,700 as well. You want to roll the dice on Kuminga? Go for it. Not much additional value here. You know what? That's a decent point, S&P. I mean, we know Paul George is, or allegedly Paul George is capped, but I'm gonna knock down Kawhi to 34 and give those additional 2 minutes. They have so much depth that they don't really need to do that, so that should soften them a little bit. And now let's close it out. Washington Wizards, 3.5-point dogs in Portland, 235 total. What are my thoughts on Golden State turning down the OG trade because they wanted Kuminga? I don't know. I don't blame them. Sort of depends what the rest of the trade is, too. Got to know the whole deal. Wizards. Q-tag on Kuzma. Did he play yesterday? Nope. Do we know if he's allegedly going to play today? Because we're not going to have this information about Kuzma until 3:30. So I'm going to assume that Kuzma is playing, and I'm going to assume that the Wizards look exactly like I projected them yesterday. So same exact projection that I put in yesterday is going in today. Portland also on the back-to-back, which, spoiler alert, we're going to do the exact same thing here as well. For Portland yesterday, there was no Jeremy Grant. I don't know if he's going to play today. it's a concussion. Once he's cleared, he's just cleared. So I'm going to leave Jeremy Grant in as well. So I don't really see anything that we can do here in order to move forward with this game. Like, both teams need injury reports. I'm guessing both teams don't help. Like, we're not going to get that news at all. So the best that we can do is just project it like it's normal. I guess in theory I can give, I don't know, take 2 more minutes off of Cam Reddish, give them to Matisse Thybulle, just moving minutes around a little bit, but there's not much here that we can actually change. So, as we look at Portland, I'm interested in Drew Eubanks at 4,400. I mean, I'm at least a little bit interested in Trendon Watford as the backup center. Him losing power forward eligibility is a little annoying. Lillard, Simons, Grant, if everybody's in, like, flip a coin between those 3 guys. I mean, William, Kuzma's a free agent at the end of the year, and Washington is currently the 9th worst team in basketball. They don't really have a lot of time to just fuck around and, like, let people sit out. And they shouldn't really care about Kuzma either. Same for Portland. Like, they're on the outside looking in. If Jeremy Grant can play, he's playing. Look, it's a concussion. The moment Jeremy Grant is cleared from the concussion protocol, he's just walking back into it. This isn't like a muscle injury. You're not holding Jeremy Grant out for concussions. You're either available to play or you're not. Kuzma's different, I guess, because it's like an actual injury. You know, it's an ankle sprain, but it's also an ankle sprain. Like, the moment it feels good, you just play. But for Jeremy Grant, he takes a concussion test and he's just in. If Jeremy Grant's going to wake up, feel great, take a concussion test, and if he passes, Portland's not going to be like, you know what? We're going to pump the brakes. For Washington, if everybody's in, the only guy that I would have any interest in would be Daniel Gafford, 5,500. And we basically said that for every team. There's like a $5,500 center that exists across the board. So now we're going to run some crunches. Jeez. Let's go ahead and check out FanDuel. Guys, hit that thumbs up too. I'm going to check it now. I don't know what you guys ended up doing. We're up to 194 people. 68 likes. You guys are not taking the spirit of Valentine's Day seriously. You are providing me no love whatsoever. That's the whole point of this. Shoot an arrow like Cupid of a like button and put one in my chest. Hit me with the likes. Hit me with the like arrow. That's what we need. Let's see. Before we go any further, got to make sure that I talk to you guys a little bit about BetMGM. They are the sponsor of this show, and I'm happy to have them. I know I talk about Prize Picks a lot, but if you want to just get into the sports betting space, a lot of what I'm going to say is just still going to work there. But you guys can get 1 month of Stokastic Plus Platinum. That gets you behind our paywall. It's like $120 value. You get first bet insurance up to $1,000, so you can really take a pretty sizable shot with very little risk. You can use the code Platinum Sub when you do that, or you can scan the QR code or click the link in the description. You got to be 21 or over, though. You need to deposit at least $10. You got to be responsible. And if you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. GAMBLER. All right, it's crunch time. It is crunch time. So, first, let's save the file. And then we'll move that there. And we'll move that there. FanDuel Optimals. First one up on the docket we have. I think Giannis is going to be in the Optimal. Pay-ups are weird today. On FanDuel, at least. Well, that's a little bit of Boston. 322.93. This is the optimal lineup by 0.53. Lillard, Van Vliet, Derek White, Malcolm Brogdon, Josh Okogie, Franz Wagner, Jeremy Grant, Grant Williams, Robert Williams. A lot of Q tags. Yeah, by the way, S&P, I'm with you completely. They love him, and I think that's very, very reasonable. The defense is there. If he can find it offensively, if he develops any sort of three, I think he's very interesting. But yeah, I mean, he's 20. Power rankings on FanDuel. What do we got? Here we go. Let's see. Looking like it's going to be Malcolm Brogdon, which I agree with. There's just so much usage to go around. 5,600. Could potentially play more minutes than I gave him to. Jeremy Grant, if he's available, would be 2. Derek White, Grant Williams, Franz Wagner, Anthony Simons, Josh Okogie, Fred VanVleet, Damian Lillard, and Drew Holiday rounded out. I thought Giannis was going to be up there. He's nowhere to be found. Interesting. I guess that's what 12K of a price tag does to you. Now, we shall check out the DraftKings side of this one. And this one's going to look way different because you could just tell based on some of the pricing that we were seeing. This is going to be a very different experience. This one, I actually think we're going to get Dame in the optimal over Giannis. Wouldn't be surprised if we got them both, but I think there's going to be too much good mid-tier value. So, optimal on DraftKings. Didn't get Dame. Didn't get Giannis either. Holy shit. Okay, so ultra balanced. 283.78. Optimal lineup by 0.08. Dame in that second one. Brogdon, White, Okogie, Grant Williams, Jake Puddle, Drew Holiday, Jeremy Grant, DeAndre Ayton. Not a name that I expected to show up in my optimal. Don't really expect him to show up a ton in this power rankings crunch either, but we're about to find out. Power rankings on DraftKings. Cool. Grant Williams. That's going to be a fun one to talk about. Can't wait to do that contenders video. Grant Williams is going to be at the top spot here. 4,400. Likely playing 32 to 36 minutes. Increased usage rate when those guys are off the floor. Dude's just going to let it sail. He's going to have to. Grant Williams, Malcolm Brogdon, Derek White, Josh Okogie, and Scotty Barnes at the top. Anthony Simons, Jeremy Grant, Drew Holiday, Damian Lillard, and Gary Trent rounding out the bottom of the top 10. Folks, we have reached the end of the line. This one is over. Another day in the books. 5 games up, 5 games down. I think we've got another big slate tomorrow. I think we go 11 tomorrow. And I'm on the deeper dive, unfortunately. Yeah, let's see. 2, 4, 6, 8. 10 games tomorrow. 3-game Thursday slate before the All-Star break. I'm actually really excited for that 3-gamer. That is like the easiest way to be done with all of this. But that's it, folks. In and out in an hour. You guys ultimately got up to 87 likes. I guess I'm just going to have to take that for what it's worth. Heartbreaking. Not going to lie. We're done here, though, folks. It's been good. It's been good. I appreciate you guys being here. Strategy show coming up in a little bit. I'll have my prize picks video out. I can't do any worse than I did yesterday. Contenders will be out in a bit as well. Good luck tonight, everybody. Enjoy yourselves. I'll talk to you later. We'll have content out the rest of the day. I'll be in the chat for the deeper dive tonight as well. So good luck, everybody. We'll talk to you later. This was The Process.